What's going on, Jeromes? A happy Monday out there, everyone, everywhere. We're going to start off the week very strong, as we always do. 11 a.m. Central Time every single weekday, except for maybe Fridays. Maybe we'll move Friday to 9. I haven't fully decided yet, but it's always a good time. We got an hour of sports, Vikings talk, hot food talk. It's great. Just an hour to sort of escape the reality of life. You know. Plus then, well, actually, it's not really an hour. It's really more like 52 minutes, but it's okay. It's what we do. Live stream Jeromes. You guys are the best. The live chat is the greatest. We will set up a Discord. I just haven't figured out how to do it yet. And producer Allie, technology is not her forte, so we'll work on it because it could be fun to have like all day long, just like chat going on. Hopefully, well, we need a moderator. If someone wants to be moderator, email producer Allie. So, yeah, we'll do that. Good times. We got lots of questions. Also, the cue I put out to you guys, for the rest of your life, you can only pick one condiment. What would you pick and why? Now, a lot of people said barbecue sauce. I like barbecue sauce on everything except for barbecue, if that makes sense. Because, if you got good barbecue, you don't need that sauce. Get out of there. Just let the meat speak for itself. I don't really care about ketchup. I certainly don't care about ranch. I like mustard, but it's not the be-all end-all. Like sriracha, like fish sauce. Like I may pick soy sauce, and it's not so much because I'm #Asian. It's because it's good and it's versatile. It can be used for a ton of applications. You can make dips. You can make marinades. You just put on things. It's really good, and it just you got the saltiness, so you got the savoriness, you got a touch of the umami-ness. So why not? Yeah, I may pick soy sauce. Yeah. All right, so first question, Mr. Popo, what's going on? Can you speak louder? Yeah. Let's say the Vikings beat Seattle in that recent playoff game. What are the chances of them moving on further? Well, actually, pretty decent because so he's talking about. PFR 2015 Vikings. Actually, Wiki 2015 NFL. So what would happen is that the Vikings would have gone down to Arizona. Vikings would have gone to Arizona because the Seahawks went to Carolina and ran into the buzzsaw that was them. All right, so playoffs. So seeding-wise, all right, so Green Bay would have gone to Carolina. Vikings as a 3 seed moving on would have went to Arizona. And remember, the Vikings played Arizona tough that year. Arizona was really good. Thursday night game, Vikings and Teddy had a shot to win at the end, but Matt Khalil struck again, which is just great. So I actually would have liked their chances in the rematch there. Carolina would have been an extremely tough game. They were just jacking fools. As you see, they destroyed Carolina until they ran into the buzzsaw that was Gary Kubiak. That's right. But the Vikings defense against that Carolina offense, I mean, that's when Cam was just absolutely destroying people. Jonathan Stewart, Mike Tolbert was doing the damn thing. It would have been a really good game. It would have been a really, really good game. And also, 30. Seattle lost only 31-24, but Carolina was up. God, they were up like 27-0 or 28-0, like early in this game. Seattle had to come all the way back, but I would have liked the Vikings' chances. It just wasn't meant to be. Mo Abdul, I'm torn between ketchup, barbecue, or hot sauce. Yeah, hot sauce too. Except I feel you can replace the heat of hot sauce just by using cayenne or some sort of rub. So like we're almost cheating here. You can't really do that. You can't really replace heat with any other condiment. Plus, if you just add cayenne to soy sauce and then you're making your own hot sauce, baby, you got stew going. Zach Hazlius, one condiment for the rest of my life, barbecue sauce. Easy. Is Irv Smith ready to start full time? I think he is. But also you have to factor in like Kyle Rudolph was really good last year. Like even though his stats were down, he came up with some big time clutch catches. I think he improved as a blocker. So respect for 82. But I think Irv obviously will eventually be the starting tight end. I think even though he's 6'2", 250, a little bit undersized for a modern NFL tight end, like his inline blocking is pretty damn good. Of course, you can put him out wide, put him in the slot. You can do a lot of things. So, I'm ready to see more of Irv Smith. Mr. Popo, what's one player you'll be disappointed if he doesn't make the roster? Kenny Willekes. Kenny Willekes is fair. Yeah, that's the thing about bringing in 15 rookies, draft picks, and then bringing in like a dozen UDFAs. They're not all going to make the roster. Because last year, I think, was an anomaly. So 12 draft picks, 11 of them made the opening 53. Only Cameron Smith didn't. It's kind of crazy. Head coach, what other names did you have for your YouTube channel? Well, we specifically didn't want anything that said like Vikings because, like legal ramifications, copyright, anything like that. So, nah. Didn't want to go like Norse. Didn't want to go like Odin, like Odin Tube or whatever. So, back then, actually, the site may be around. It's the term for the win, like FTW, that used to be a big deal because it was like, what was the etymology of it? It was like, was it Hollywood Squares? Like celebrity Hollywood Squares when it was be like Gloria Gaynor for the win. Yeah, so it just kind of stuck purple for the win. And to be honest, there wasn't a lot of thought put into it. I mean, look at our logo now. I mean, that's still the original like Jabroni logo that I made in Microsoft Paint 6 years ago. Terry and Jay, have you ever been to Ted Cook's 19th Hole Barbecue on East 38th? It's my favorite rib joint in Minnesota. I have not, but we'll put it on the list. There's so many compilations they had to stop because they kept selling out. Oh, sweet. But the question is, do you think Randy Moss would have had a better career stats with Kirk Cousins' his entire career or Tony Romo? Ooh. Romo wasn't really a deep ball quarterback. Like Cousins has a better deep ball than Tony Romo. I may go Cousins. As weird as it sounds. And, Tony Romo is obviously a better quarterback than Kirk. I think Romo's a borderline Hall of Famer. But just deep ball, specifically with Randy Moss, I may go Kirk. Yeah, it's just so weird. Head coach, what do you remember about the boat scandal? I'm all for honey mustard from Wingstop. Honey mustard is good. It is the sinew of people who don't like spicy stuff. And it's tasty. It is. Remember about the boat scandal. So that was 06. 06. So I was still in college. I just remember I didn't follow the Vikings like hardcore religiously in college. I think there's a lot of other stuff going on. You know what I mean? And I just remember on the bye week, you know, they're on Lake Minnetonka, Allen Almas. They rented out a couple of big boats. And as Fred Smoot says, they brought in strippers. Well, if you pay them and then they have sex with you, they're not strippers anymore, Fred. They got a different name for that. And it was a big to do. It was like, oh, who was on the boat? Who wasn't on the boat? Like who planned it? Who didn't plan it? It's like so. And no one will talk about it to this day, except for Fred Smoot. They have like a Cosa Nostra, Omerta, like a code of silence about the boat. It's just funny. Traveler. Since expansion, has the mainstream media ever respected the Vikings? Any other team they hate on, and why? Why since expansion? So 2002, Texans came in. I feel like the Vikings are an easy team to disrespect just because of the history. It's like why the Buffalo Bills are a bit of a punchline, and I get it. It's warranted to a degree, and also if you're playing up to the national fan bases, which they always do, right? So the Packers, obviously, you're gonna crap on the Vikings because it plays well with Packer fans. Cowboys, you're gonna crap on the Vikings because historical ties. It plays well with Cowboy fans. I mean, you could say that Seattle is a bit of a national brand as well, and it's like, oh, well, what plays well with Seahawks fans, crapping on the Vikings. Yeah, so sort of makes sense. AJ Barnes, Rancher so versatile. Can go with almost anything. I'd say fry sauce, which is underrated. So, like fry sauce, is that like Thousand Island? Actually, let's look up what is in fry sauce. All right, yeah, because I remember it's like pink. What restaurants fit? Oh, Raising Cane's. All right, so Raising Cane's. Basically, it's just mayo, ketchup, and paprika. Spoon University. So what bugs me most about recipe websites is like, hey, here are All right, so this one's straightforward, but a lot of the times it's, hey, here's this 20,000 word tome about how I came to really love this dipping sauce, and then I'm gonna put 17 high resolution photos that are 5 gigabytes a piece, just to make your mobile just like freak out. So is that great? But yeah, mayo, ketchup, garlic salt, Worcestershire sauce, black pepper. There you go. That's all you need. It's pretty straightforward. And also, if you make your own mayo, I mean, this actually isn't too crappy for you, right? Yeah. All right. So next up, I don't think that counts. It's kind of a concoction. Well, it's still a condiment, right? Andy's evil twin. I believe if Kirk beats Seattle and Green Bay on the road, including those Hall of Fame quarterbacks of the regular seasons, we will win the Super Bowl this year. I mean, that'll go a long way. Just win at home, split on the road. If you get those 2 wins, big. Preacher Paul, hauling it for all y'all. I'll go with mayonnaise. Many different meals it works for. Say you love history. What's your favorite era? When, where, and why? Loving the show, Andy. Mayonnaise. Yeah, mayo's underrated because I feel like mayo for Americans gets bastardized because you got the Hellmann's, bring on the Hellmann's, bring on the best, and then you got Miracle Whip and whatnot. But, mayonnaise in its original form, like a French culinary invention, like make real mayonnaise. Like get your lemon juice, get your egg yolks, get your oil, and also don't use a blender. Use an actual whisk. Just really get in there. Like it is a beautiful thing. Like it is creamy. It is delicious. I mean that's up there with soy sauce. Yeah, it's up there. I mean, and it said it is versatile and can go in anything. It's great. See, a favorite history era. I think as of right now. This may sound weird. So growing up, I was a big Revolutionary War and Civil War history fan because my dad was really big into history. Like he loved Westerns as well. He loved history as well. And the History Channel, when they actually showed history as opposed to just episodes of Vikings and Pawn Stars, they would. I remember every morning as a kid during the summer, there would be this show called like Civil War History at like 8. And I would just watch it. And I remember getting really into Civil War history, Revolutionary War history. Of course, World War II is big. Really started getting more into World War I. But also, I'd say like Roman history for me. Just because it expands so long, and then you had this mighty empire that conquered the known world. And then it just fell through internal division and politics. I mean, it just... Yeah. Stanley Morris. Who's winning in a fight? Tony the Tiger or the Dare's lion? I didn't even know that the Dare had a lion. I do remember the Dare program from my school. Like the local sheriff came in and was like, hey, don't do drugs. And we were like, all right. Yeah, all right, so that's the Dare lion. I'm going to say Tony the Tiger because F this guy, pretty boy. Guarantee he's never been in a scrap. Like standing there like Captain America, looking like Johnny Bravo with a mane. Please, no Tony. Well, actually, if it's this one, like this is the Dare Lion when he did not believe it. He did not go by his own rules. Like this guy is definitely on meth. But no, Tony the Tiger. Well, if you get him right after a bowl of Frosted Flakes when he's on that sugar high, he will F you up. Next up, Jacob Sly. Whoa. Imagine a defensive package with Daniil, Clowney, Barr, and Wanham. Condiment, ketchup, most versatile. I agree. Like, I feel like people... I don't think there's anyone who hates ketchup, right? Because, like, kids or people... like, it's so weird to have adults that only eat, like, plain boiled chicken breast and, like boiled noodles and, like they'll still eat ketchup, right? Or like kids. Like, kids will love ketchup. So it's really weird to find someone who hates ketchup. So either they're sort of ambivalent about it, like myself, or they love ketchup. Like there are some people who just love ketchup, and like for me, all ketchup tastes the same. Like store brand Heinz, Hunt's is like no. There are many different flavors. Well, okay. Yeah, Daniil, Clowney, Barr, and Wanham on the field at the same time. NASCAR package, get it. I still think they'll sign Clowney. Who knows? Carson Cisneros. Growing up, who was the guy you like watching the most on defense? Mine was Jared Allen. Dude is entertaining and a great player. Mild my game around his. Jared Allen for sure is up there. I'd say John Randall. I grew up towards the tail end of the John Randall era here with the Vikings. So just seeing him, like the short, squatty, bullshit. You're 6 feet tall. You're like you're 5'11". 6 footers for life. Just the face paint, and that was when like NFL Film started miking up players, and John Randall was just great. He was just amazing. Like, it didn't matter where they put him. They could put him at 3-tech. They could put him at under tackle. They could put him at edge, and he just got after it. I always loved that about him. But also, so I'm not old enough to remember Keith Millard, but from what I've heard from older fans as well as just like watching old games, like Keith Millard again. Like he probably should have won. He won Defensive Player of the Year one season. He may have injected himself into the MVP race. Well, let's look that up. Wiki, Keith Millard. Plus, like Keith Millard stories, like they're good. They're good. That's 89 NFL Defensive Player of the Year. Okay. 89 NFL MVP voting. All right, so Joe Montana won. Don Magic Man Mahowski was runner-up. Get the hell out of here. Like, stupid Packers fans talk about their quarterback privilege. I mean, Magic Man was at least a Pro Bowler. Shit. So wait, so does that mean he was second team All-Pro in 89? It's possible. You know, Keith Millard getting 2 votes. Yeah. All right. Mahowski. What do you think Magic Man was saying to Favre in this picture? It's like, you took my job, MFer. Should have been me. Should have been me out there. Yeah, second team All-Pro in 89. And he led the league in passing. What? Wow. Yeah. All right, so that's Keith Millard. There you go. And the dare line. Next up is the Reeftard. What is the ceiling and floor for the Vikings record this year? What games do you see swinging? All right. PFR 2020 Vikings. I think the floor 7-9, maybe, pending on alien abductions. Ceiling 13-3. I think you fall somewhere between 10-6, 11-5. I ain't mad at you. Games that could swing. Well, I mean, on paper, this does look like a tough schedule, but yeah, the Vikings get the Packers beginning of the season as well as after the bye. Their final 7 games are either indoors or warm weather at Tampa, so I think that's big for this team. Yeah, but games that could swing. Panthers, I mean, that could be a cakewalk. That could be an extremely tough game, depending on how fast Matt Rule and Teddy get things going. I think Tampa will be tough, although, I mean, do dream teams really meld in the first year? Saints could implode. I mean, Drew Brees might talk again, and then just like, nope, deuces, we're out. We're out. Next up is Lee Jensen. What's your favorite sports movie? Also, definitely Shayu, Families from Hawaii. All right, so let's look that up. Because I may be in. I may be fully in on this. All right, so Shayu is like a variant of soy sauce. Yeah, I'm in. All right. Favorite sports movie? God, it's kind of tough because it's not going to be your standard list. Oh, Field of Dreams and The Natural and yeah. My favorite sports movie might actually be Goon. Well, it's funny. Like, I love hockey movies, except I actually don't like hockey. Like, I love the Mighty Ducks. All right, so Goon, Sean William Scott, the Pride of St. Paul, by the way. Jay Baruchel, Leif Schreiber's the bad guy. This is such a good, funny-ass movie. Highly rewatchable, by the way. I mean, this was a great film. This might be my favorite sports movie. As dumb as it sounds. Well, either that or Any Given Sunday, which was a phenomenal movie. Like, it's it gets hated on so much that it almost leads it to be massively underrated, which it is. Next up is, we got that one. Kyle Rippentrop. Almost impossible to pick, but got to go Heinz Ketchup. Yeah, notice he went with Heinz specifically. Whenever Zimmer is asked about the shortened offseason, it doesn't seem like he's worried as some other coaches. Why do you think that is? I think this is as much as most YOLO as we're ever going to get from Mike Zimmer. I feel like he's comfortable in his old age. I feel like he's a lot more relaxed. I actually think that the quarantine did him good. I mean, he was quarantined at Zimmerland Ranch with family and just like chilling out. And it's like, whatever. It's like, whatever's going to be is going to be. Well, that will be until he actually gets back on the field, because I think this is a guy who lives and breathes football. I think that he will coach until the day that he dies many, many years from now. And it's just, it's actually really, really cool when someone finds exactly what they were meant to do in life. And, Mike Zimmer's coaching and teaching football. Like, if NFL didn't exist, he would be at some small high school in Illinois as like a part-time history teacher and the football coach. That's what he would do. Actually, Zimmer as a history teacher would be great. Today we're talking about Antietam. Tyler, hot sauce of any kind, I'm good. Ba with the ba, honey mustard. What was your original reaction to Favre coming to Minnesota? All right, so before Favre actually came to Minnesota in 2009, that was it had been rumored for years, right? Favre coming over, really sticking to the Packers. So much so that when the Packers traded Favre to the Jets in 2008, there was a provision in that contract, because he had 1 year left on his deal, that if the Jets flipped Favre to the Jets would owe the Packers 2 first-round picks. So I always thought that was funny. So 2008, he led the Jets to an 8-3 record before his bicep fell off. And you're thinking, all right, so that was it. It was a fun story. Ride from the sunset, whatever. Because remember, he didn't show up until basically the end of training camp. So the Vikings were heading in the 2009 season. Like T-Jack and Sage Rosenfels were competing for the starting quarterback job, which is just great, right? And then all the talk is like, oh, could he come back? And then the plane coming out of Hattiesburg, and the contingent goes down there and scoops his ass up. Brad Childress gives him a ride from the airport. It's great. It was great. And when I first started, the first reaction to it, so see, 2009. So I was out of college for a couple of years. I was working, and I just remember, like, because this is before social media really took off. This is before that. So, I mean, just getting that reaction, just like seeing it on ESPN where it's like, it's real. Oh, my goodness. Actually, let's look it up. Let's see. Brett Favre, Vikings. Custom range. Same. All right, 08. 01. Let's see, 08, 16, 2009. Packers filing tampering charge against the Vikings. Shut up. Vikings trying to stay clear of the... Brett Favre says no comeback with the Vikings. That was July. Baloney. All right, so we got the date wrong. Let's do August 31st, because it's obviously before the season. August 18th. There we go. So it's big when NPR is doing a sports story. It actually has to do with football. All things considered. Wait. Oh, this is a podcast. Wow. All right, yeah, August 18th, 2009. Brett Favre signs with the Vikings. Who wrote this? Oh, news services. So a robot wrote this. This is why journalism is dying, by the way, because if you need someone to write gamers, they literally have AI programs to do that. Brett Favre has come back for more. 39-year. I felt I did everything I possibly could to get to where I need to be. You're 39-year arm, and I feel like they're wow. Vikings will pay Favre $12 million this year and $13 million next year, which, by the way, that's a deal. Wow. Just amazing. Back when Chris Mortensen, Mortensen and Schefter are still doing that thing, I thought that was Clayton for a second. Let's hear. Who do you think Rhodes is going to match up against when we face the Colts? I think it'll be Thielen, but maybe they'll try and keep him away from 19 as much as possible. How many yards will the receiver have? I think Thielen will have a buck. He'll go over 100, sure. Sklar's, are we planning to do a tape analysis for Kenny Willicks at some point? Yeah, at some point. Long off season. Aaron Rodgers, BFF, and lover. Who had a better career, Bubba Franks or Jermaine Wiggins? On the surface, I just want to say Bubba Franks, because Wiggy, he definitely bounced around the league. PFR. Jermaine Wiggins, PFR. Although I think, Bubba Franks, he got one Super Bowl ring, I want to say. Oh, he's a first-round pick. Shoot. He's number 14 overall? Wow. All right, so Bubba Franks. Would help if I had this on screen. All right, so he's a 3-time Pro Bowler, no 1,000-yard season. Oh, wow, his stats are actually really low. 32 career touchdowns, spent 1 year with the Jets. Jermaine and Breet, all right, 1-time Super Bowl champion, 3-time Pro Bowler. Wait, was Bubba Franks? Oh, yeah. I guess he missed that 96 Super Bowl because he was still in high school. Yeah, and he missed that 2010 Super Bowl win too. So yeah, bad beat Bubba Franks. Jermaine, all right, Jermaine, 14 career touchdown catches. Jermaine Wiggins was so good though when he was with the Vikings and then he was hurdling people. Like Jermaine Wiggins, how big was he? 6'2", 255. Okay, but like Jermaine Wiggins, Vikings. So you had this guy. So you had this guy who does not look, we're not here to body shame anyone. Plus, we all should talk. But Jermaine Wiggins did not look like the kind of guy who's going to jump over dudes. You know what I mean? Yeah. But, man, he was legit with the Vikings for those couple of years. Because, let's see. He had a 700-yard season. Oh, he only had 4 touchdowns? That's a rip. But 71 catches? That's a big season for the 04 Vikes. Dante, get your roll on, baby. I think the team still went 8-8. Oh wait, they went 8-8, but I think they made the playoffs. Yeah, 8-8, made the playoffs, beat the Packers. That was a disgusting act by Randy Moss, and then got beat at Philly pretty badly. Yeah, what can you do? All right, Jerome's live chat. Let us know where you're watching from. I'll give a couple of shout outs all up in that B. All right, next up is Lord Thick Chunka. Frank's Red Hot Sauce. Do you think Courtney Davis or Neville Clark would be a better rookie, saying they make the team? I think I think the path for Davis to make the roster is clearer because I think once you get including Tajay Sharp, like I think once you get past Thielen, Jefferson, and BC, I think everything else is up in the air. So I think Davis could easily slide in there. Like Davis and Clark probably should have been drafted just because, but also because the deepness of their position groups this year to sort of force them out. I think Clark may be a little bit tougher because if you think the top 4 cornerback spots are taken for him, or spoken for him. You got Hughes, Hill, Dantzler, as well as Gladney. So maybe a little bit tougher, but I really do like both players a lot. Charlie Boltman. If each one of these turds were a former, current Packer player or coach, who would they be? Bush, Ford, Truman, Trump, Cheney, Hillary Clinton. So W was a stooge, and the real power was somewhere else. So Bush would be Mike McCarthy, pretty obviously. So the power behind the stooge. So Rodgers would be Dick Cheney, which is kind of funny. Hillary. Have any Packers killed anyone? Actually, we better not say that, or I'll end up on the body count. I'll be suicided like Epstein. Loud bloviating would be Trump. Well, who's a loud bloviating Packer? I'm sure I'm just completely overlooking someone. I don't know, Leroy Butler. Or no, he'd be Chimura. if you think about it. Yeah, he's Chimera. Harry Truman, so the quiet haberdasher guy who dropped the bombs. Mike Sherman. Actually, Mike Sherman sort of looks like Harry Truman, so yeah. Gerald Ford. Gerald Ford actually played center for Michigan football, so I guess Frank Winters. That makes sense. Yeah. Next up, Zach Ballas, current best 5K, 10K time. I'm a lover, not a runner. I have run a 5K before. I think my best time is like 26 minutes, which is not good. I've never run a 10K. His condiment is hummus. Is hummus a condiment or a dip? Because I would classify it as a dip because then I could still have hummus even though I got soy sauce all up in this B. It's good. All right, a couple shout outs. All right, here. Ooh, a lot of shout outs. Love it. Ethan Griffith, skull from Maplewood, up to no good. Carson Cisneros, Chicago, what's up? Zach Ballas, a skull from NoCo. What's going on? Rayshawn Ivory, skull from St. Paul, Minnesota. Love you, Rayshawn. Patrick Fallon, skull from Peoria, Arizona. Send us some rain. Well, it was Prince's birthday yesterday. We'll send you some purple rain. Cedric Barton, Iceland. Coming from the... Wait, no. Greenland is covered in ice, but Iceland is very nice. I learned that from Mighty Ducks, too. GL Morgan, skull on Leech Lake, Minnesota. Going fishing. Jealous. Purple... Mr. Popo, skull from the Andromeda Galaxy. Are we in the Andromeda? Yeah. Scott Thiel, hola, what up, Andy? What's going on? What's going on, Scotty? Scotty doesn't know. Skull Vike, skull from Saskatchewan. Purple Rainfall, skull from Wausau, Wisconsin. There you go. Love you guys. Thank you very much for partaking in the live stream and making us part of your day. You guys are the best. Next up, who do you think the Vikings will play in the Super Bowl this year? Also, ketchup or barbecue sauce? It's got to be the Chiefs, right? Chiefs looking to repeat, start a mini dynasty, the revenge game from Super Bowl IV. Patrick Mahomes at the height of his power, and then just shut down. Planning on his ass. Daniil Hunter, teabags. Pat Mahomes, 5 sacks in the Super Bowl MVP. Cousins, game-winning drive. Could you imagine? Like, just flipping the script and the narrative on Kirk Cousins if he wins the Super Bowl. Just, I'm here for it. I'm here. Mason Lund, barbecue sauce, the versatility is insane. I agree. And as I said at the beginning, barbecue sauce on everything except for barbecue. Like, think about it. It's good on a burger. It's good on sandwiches. It's good on French fries. Put on other stuff. All right, you're in. A Clinton 14. If the drafts were redrafted, what rounds would Vikings legends Jim Kleinsasser, Jerome Felton, Zach Lyons, C.J. Ham be selected? First, Charlie Boltman. The highest paid quarterback in the NFL hasn't won a Super Bowl since Steve Young did in 1994. Within that time, only one quarterback higher than fifth has won a Super Bowl, blah, blah, blah. Brady's the highest paid quarterback to win a Super Bowl. What advice would you give the Texans, Cowboys, Chiefs in their quarterback negotiations? What advice would you give to those quarterbacks? All right, well, the thing about who the highest paid quarterback in the league isn't directly correlated to who is the best quarterback. It's more correlated to who of the top 10 quarterbacks got paid recently. Right, that's what it is, because they just leapfrog at everyone every single time, right? So I think that's less correlative. It would be interesting to see like where the quarterbacks were ranked in terms of where they were currently slotted, because Mahomes on his rookie deal. I believe Russell Wilson was on his rookie deal. Of course, Brady took a pay cut. Well, not took less to help the team because his wife out-earned him anyway. All those years, but it is interesting. But yeah, I still don't fault teams for hanging on to quarterbacks who they perceive to be their guy. Especially Mahomes. He deserves $45 million a year. He really does. Or Texans with Watson, or the Cowboys, not so much with Dak, but Sweet Heat from Popeyes, Yoshida's and soy vey mixed together make the best teriyaki. Yeah, soy vey is really good, and it's like, it's like it's kosher. I want to say it's kosher. Look that up to make sure I'm not lying. But like Asian marinades, it's really good. Tristan, if you're bored while in quarantine, a movie I would suggest if you haven't watched it yet is Major Payne. It's my all-time favorite. Major Payne is really good. I remember watching that as a kid. Sensitive. Also, I remember watching on TV. So what Major Payne is this war hero, Major Payne or Damon Wayans, but he gets like reprimanded and he's forced to become a commandant at this military academy. A bunch of ragtag kids in sore need of discipline, and then obviously they hate Major Payne, so they want to get rid of him. So they put laxative in like his cupcake, and he really likes his cupcake. And then like on TV they mute when he farts. Right? It's so weird, but yeah, it's a good movie. SpongeBob, meme face. Oh, also, I think that's pretty much the only thing that Hillary from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was ever in. Actually, let's look her up. IMDb Major Payne. Also, the kid from Nikki from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air plays the kid in this, which is very confusing. All right, so Major Payne. And, Steve Martini. Oh yeah. All right, so yeah, not Stifler. No, God, what's his name from American Pie? Shipwreck. Oh, Shermanator. Yeah, Shermanator's in this movie. He's one of the kids. All right, so where's what's her face? All right, IMDb Fresh Prince. Let's see, Hillary Banks, Karen Parsons. There you go. Known for Fresh Prince and Major Payne. I feel like that was it. Let's see. Yeah, Fresh Prince and Major Payne. And then some other stuff here and there. But yeah, that's sort of it. Yeah. Next up is SpongeBob meme face. Have you seen Emoji Movie? Do you think... I think we might have. I think the daughter may have watched it. I don't think it was that good, if I remember right. Well, obviously, if I don't even remember, it's probably didn't stick out. But like, there's some really, really good kids movies, but there's some, like, I'm sure the Emoji Movie is bad since I don't remember it. Angry Birds was terrible. Cars 2 and 3 is bad. It's like some movies that they just put like, hey, graphics, there you go. Like, there's some really, really good and interesting kids movies. Like Wreck-It Ralph is phenomenal. Coco's great. Or so the movie Onward, it's a new Pixar movie. It was very to me. Like, I'm never jonesing to be like, hey, let's watch Onward again, because we haven't watched it in a while. But like Inside Out is phenomenal. Toy Stories, all the Toy Stories are great. Coco is great. I don't know what's more emotional, like the end of Coco or the beginning of Up. I don't know. Yeah, but if you don't at least get a little misty, you're not human, bitch. Get out of here. Yeah. Next up, do you think any teams could go 0-16? Not this year. Like, I even think that the Jaguars will have the number 1 overall pick, but they might win 3-4 games. The one condiment I would choose is ketchup. There you go. Stanley Morris, barbecue sauce put in everything. There you go. Who, in your opinion, which teams have the best fan bases besides ours? I think Chiefs fans are really good. Chiefs fans don't really get like over the top, grandiose, or verbose, even though you certainly can. I mean, you won a Super Bowl. You have Andy Reid and you have Patrick Mahomes at 24 years old. Like, you could be cocky a-holes if you want to, but they really don't. Plus, they have the best tailgate. It's really a lot more like a college football atmosphere down there. I'd say Falcons fans. I think Falcons fans are pretty good. Like, they're small, but they're very passionate, very knowledgeable. Plus, they hate the Saints, which is great. Panthers fans are good. I like them. Not Seahawks fans. Screw that noise. Like Dolphins fans, I guess, just because they got Darius Rucker. And the Dolphins make me cry. Okay. Next up is Nick Doroff picks barbecue sauce. Which NFL matchup that doesn't include the Vikings make the best primetime games? I think it's mainly about quarterbacks or offenses. So when Sean McVay was peak Sean McVay against Patrick Mahomes, Chiefs, Rams, that was an amazing game. Yeah, because I think styles make fights. So if you put like Chiefs, Ravens, I don't think they're on schedule, but Chiefs Ravens would be an amazing game. Just break like Lamar Jackson. It really is all about quarterbacks and offenses. So like Seattle, Baltimore would be a great game. Yeah. Master Jedi Gaming. Do you think Zimmer should give up calling plays for the defense? I think that it would help clear up his bandwidth a little bit to be able to be more of an all-around head coach as opposed to, because play calling is like, yeah, ball, play, blah, blah, blah. But making adjustments, that's still on him. That should be abdicated a little bit to the co-defensive coordinators. So as a head coach, your number one job on game day, manage the game, manage the clock, manage game situations, all those things. So I think that being so entrenched on one side of the ball, especially defense, offense, you can do it pretty easily. There's a reason why Zimmer's the only defense coordinator who calls defensive plays. I know Flores did for a little bit last year, but still an anomaly. Next up, if you're starting a team today, what would be your first logo choice? What color uniforms would you make? What city you trying to mark it up? All right, so. So what I would pick is, I would pick the dark blue, light blue combination. Very much akin to Varsity Blues. And my team name, Ellie Larder, what's going on? My team name of choice would be the Blues. Or no, just blue. Yeah, not like the St. Louis Blues, just blue. BLUE. You like Orlando Magic, Miami Heat. So we're going to do blue, and we're going to do Albuquerque. ABQ blue. Come on. Master Jedi Gaming. And our logo would be Heisenberg. If Adam Thielen gets abducted by aliens, God forbid, are the current receivers going to make a lesser production? Go into Chipotle Ranch, love Vid Skull. Chipotle Ranch is good. That's a good question. So if Thielen is not in the picture, I don't know if they roll as constituted. I think they may go outside. I don't know what you would do, though. Like, say it happened before the season. Like, do you trade for a wide receiver? Like a guy who's not going to make the roster or is going to be a veteran cut? I mean, like John Ross, he could say, except it would be really, really tough. It would be a big blow, especially Jefferson. I believe in his talent, except as I die, I don't know if he's ready to be the wide receiver one right away. Next up is Travis. If you had to replace Zimmer and Rick with a different current head coach and GM, who would you choose? Also, my one condiment is easily hot sauce, probably Frank's. All right, so do they have to be from the same organization, or can I pick and choose? I would pick... It's either Tomlin or Harbaugh. John Harbaugh. So I'll pick Tomlin as head coach. And GM... It comes down to... I really love and respect Thomas Dimitroff with the Falcons, although I haven't agreed with his drafting the last 2 years. But I think overall, like when Dimitroff was with Scott Pioli, that was a great duo. I may take them. I may take John Schneider, although I completely disagree with their last 3 first-round picks. I think overall he's a good GM. God damn. The way that the Broncos have drafted the last 2 years, minus Drew Lock, you could say John Elway, but I can't say Gary Busey. I can't do it. Can't do it. Can't win with them. Can't do it. Skull Vikes, Sriracha or DQ flamethrower sauce? Ooh. What will be the biggest change we'll notice in the Vikings offensive play of the season? I don't think you'll see a lot of change. I think it will be a lot of the same what you saw last year. A lot of outside zone or wide zone, whatever you want to call it. A lot of play action, a lot of boot. I mean, what the Vikings offense is going to look like. You look at the peak Houston Texans offenses with Schaub and Arian Foster, Andre Johnson. I think you're going to see a lot of similarities. Also, Texans. When Kubiak was with the Texans, he loved tight ends. So maybe working in Rudolph and Irv Smith a little bit more. Yeah. You can almost completely discount his offense for the Broncos because that was a Peyton Manning offense, and it just was. All right. Ike09Y. I love that spicy orange sauce. It goes good with chicken. Except it's not technically a condiment because this is great because you can keep that because that's a sauce. What Vikings game are most excited about and least excited? Most excited, Packers because it's the first one. Least excited, not looking forward to Seattle. As always. NFL fan, plain old cats up. Cats up. When Bears play the Packers, what's your ideal final score? I do. Well, like if you have to watch it, at least be entertaining. So like a 54-52 barn burner, where both defenses just get eviscerated by mediocre play. Actually, run the ball the entire time. So it's Aaron Jones and David Montgomery just going at it. Yeah, Pulford Skull. Let's say New Orleans decided to move on from Breeze due to today's recent events and the team turning. Let's also say they decided to make a trade for Kirk Cousins to beat them in playoffs. What would it take for both sides to legitimately get the deal done? I think that the dead cap numbers on both sides would preclude it from happening because the Vikings would have like a $62 million dead cap hit. Saints would have like a 40. Then they'd have to pay the respective quarterbacks. No. Kellen Smith. If the Vikings signed Clowney, they would have the best front seven in the league. Hard agree. Tristan. Barbecue sauce, if that counts as one, if not ketchup. Yeah, why wouldn't it count? Certainly. Aaron Rodgers, BFF and lover. If the Vikings win the Super Bowl, how many diamonds are getting put on that ring? I say just one. I say just one diamond. Have it be, or four. However many Bug Rant approves of and does not think it would be too much, because like Super Bowl rings, I mean, they may as well stop making rings and turn them into like championship belts because that's how many diamonds that they want to put on there. Yeah, Charlie Boltman. I know you said Jordan was the best player in NBA history, but I disagree. Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan are the best, and here's why. There are only superstars in NBA history to win championships in the hand-checking era, post illegal defense era in 3 seconds. Both have 5 rings and do multiple supporting casts. However, if LeBron wins 3 championships with 3 different franchises before Kawhi does, he'll be the GOAT. Jordan's still the GOAT. Sweet Rolls Jr. Go with apple butter. Apple butter jeans. Julian Marker, hot sauce all day. Yeah, I can't be mad at hot sauce. William Kemp, Cholula hot sauce. Ooh, forgot about Cholula. Ryan Topper, mayo all day. Yeah. Charlie Boltman. What do you know about the Fourth Reich in South America after World War II ended? Is Cuba announcing themselves as a communist country the only thing that prevented Nazis from carrying out the manpower conception? So I know the rumor. Tim Kennedy had this show on cable about finding Hitler and investigating. Like there was a lot of Germans who ended up in Argentina and Brazil and Uruguay, which is kind of odd. It is a little bit conflated because there are like German communities, like Bavarian-esque communities with Bavarian architecture and they speak German that are really up in the hills of Brazil and Argentina, except those were there before World War II. But, it gets conflated. It's like, oh, all the Nazis moved there, and then all of a sudden they're just going to be like open Nazis like that. Maybe not. I do think that I don't think like any significant number made it, but some certainly did. But also like trying to further their agenda probably is not happening. And Cuban I don't have an opinion on that second part because I don't know anything about it. David Cox, horseradish. Horseradish. Stanley Morris. Sam Darnold decides the Jets suck. He says he's holding out the Jets if we don't trade him. Douglas calls up Ricky, White Suge Knight, Joe Douglas. Calls up Ricky. Ask for a deal, get done. Yo, Rick, what would you hear in the idea? What's your offer? It would be really. All right, so after the season, let's say. Because Cousins' contract gets tradable after this year. All right, Cousins for Darnold and a 1. I would say just try and ask for the moon, and because I really like Sam Darnold. I think I love his accuracy. I think he's got the moxie. I think he does have the it factor. I think he is really clutch. I would take him. If his immune system checks out again, he's not going to get the mono anytime soon or the Rona. I would take Sam Darnold. Ryan Topper. What about this year's first and next first for Jamal Adams at the trade deadline? Dalvin for a first and fourth. Like, I would love Jamal Adams. I'm not giving up 2 1s. But also, if you're able to flip Dalvin for a 1 and a 4, shoot, I might do it. That's a mini Herschel Walker trade. But that's it. That is today's live stream. Clocking in a beautiful 52 minutes. You guys are the best. Enjoy your Monday out there. If you want to support the work, hit that join box or hit that Venmo. You know what to do. But we'll talk to you tomorrow, 11 a.m. Central Time. Booyah! Skull, production value.